From the Evening Star from the year 1937. Sunday bowling, not Goldmine. Promoters look for modest tilt. Tomorrow, for the first time in 40 years, the clatter and bang of the bowling alley, music to some 50,000 residents of metropolitan Washington, will resound legally in the Capitol on a Sunday, the racket lasting from 2 p.m. to midnight. It will be the requiem to a statute born with the measure that closed saloons on the Sabbath, a law of the vintage of 1897 that held its place in the District Code even after the 18th Amendment outlawed the jamboree joints. Offhand, you'd expect the bowlers and the men who promote the game to rejoice with unanimity, with an extra cheer from the promoters. But no such fine accord exists over the bowling measure, which was signed last Wednesday by President Roosevelt. Excepting a very few who religiously observe the Sabbath, the bowlers are pleased. They can take their Sunday duck pinning or leave it. A great many of them are downright jubilant, including particularly a sizable group who weekly journey to Baltimore, where Sunday bowling has been lawful for some time. The alley owners, nearly all of whom chipped in on a fund to promote the bill, naturally are gratified, but not as tickled as might appear. For, contrary to newspaper reports, the new condition will not accelerate the flow of coin to the tune of $100,000 a year. Alley owners will be happy if the new revenue exceeds half that. It is estimated that the entire take for a season of bowling in metropolitan Washington is about $500,000. The new setup distinctly is unpopular with at least one group. Taking him by and large, the alley managers and their staffs don't relish the thought of spending Sunday on the job, even though paid extra. As one manager put it, believe me, 6 days a week of work in a bowling alley is enough, and he voiced the feeling of a majority. There is no guarantee that Washington will take to Sunday bowling in a big way, but if it does, you can score a moral as well as a business victory for Bill Wood, the Lucky Strike chief who for years tried to obtain concerted action by bowling interests to have the Sunday law repealed, but without success until a while back when Wooten Young, president of the Convention Hall Corporation, joined him with a powerful hand to the oar. 5 or 6 years ago, Wood, in the knowledge that the old statute was out of date, having linked bar rooms and bowling alleys in the old days, the alley was an adjunct of the bar, made a test case. On a Sunday, he opened one of several places under his management, was called on the carpet by John Law, and paid a $20 fine. The case was appealed, and while the higher court examined the matter, Wood remained open on Sundays, finding it worthwhile to pay a weekly $20 fine, so worthwhile, in fact, that he opened a second plant on the Sabbath. This one didn't do so well, for the time being anyway, for the reason that the precinct captain in its bailiwick socked him $40 a week collateral. When the case finally was settled, the judge rebated $20 on each of Bill's $40 plasterings. There's no telling how Sunday bowling will go in Washington with all the places open, said Wood today, but it's been successful in Baltimore, and Silver Spring has cleaned up. One thing, though, is certain. It will be a big help to intercity competition. You can look for a lot more big matches with much more opportunity for people to see them. Incidentally, it may be the good old summertime coming up for most of us, but not your bowling promoter. From May into September, the average duckpin plant is almost as cheerless as a darkened theater, so quiet that the noise of an occasional game is disturbing. But it may not be thus always. Enterprising promoters long have sought a means of inducing duckpin action in hot weather, and several of them now are looking into air cooling costs. Others are toying with the thought of closing down during the summer to save overhead. The Recreation, when Bob McKeever took it over, installed a cooling system, and the summer business picked up handsomely.